Here we are for the Extreme Fighting Championship. It's like a who's who of mixed martial arts here in Cornwall. Mr. Ridpath, wow, this is something special.
It's amazing. It's a really good setup, and especially to have this sort of setup in Cornwall as well. Yeah. I think we're a bit starved down here, you know, of really good show events. We've got this along with a couple others that are really coming out and giving the Cornish fighters exactly what they need, really, which is time in the cage or the ring. Yeah.
Ross, you're really predominantly from, what is it you do?
So my background is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu, sorry.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, boxing based. I fought in the cage quite a few times. I won the WFMC European heavyweight title in 2020 was my last MMA fight, but since then I've been really active on the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu scene. Just before Christmas, winning the Super 5 Pro with a group of lads, and one of the other lads from Cornwall, Bradley Wells, awesome Jiu-Jitsu player. So I
keep asking everybody what it's going to be like to see some boxing in a cage, because, and I've just spoke to a referee who's going to be a referee in it, because it's going to be so different. There's no hiding place, even though it's a big ring and you can run around. Absolutely. When somebody gets hold of you, you're going to know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really interesting to see, but it's. There's definitely plenty of room to run. But hopefully we'll see some people really getting in. And
thank you for being so supportive about what I've been up to, because I know that you champion men's mental health in Cornwall, and your brother, I've spoke to him before, and your dad's involved as well. You know, it really is a family down here in Cornwall.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, what you've done is absolutely fantastic. You know, and to see someone at your very young age,
thank you,
getting in and competing and doing so well, it's really inspiring. Yeah. You know, I think inspiring for a lot of people. Yeah. You know, and I think there should be more of that. I think there should be more combat sports driven towards the older generations. Yeah. You know where they can be safe, but they've got a place to compete and still have a purpose in the sports world.
With my job being a barber, I love to bring people together, and obviously getting involved in boxing and other stuff like this, interviewing people. I feel like I'm, involved in a family, and I've got people. I'm surrounding myself with good people like yourself. It's fantastic.
Absolutely, and like I say, it just you're bringing so many eyes to the sport, especially here in Cornwall. Like I say, we are quite starved down here of it, and hopefully this is the beginning of many great events and shows in Cornwall. Yeah.
What are you doing here tonight?
I'm judging tonight, so tonight I'm judging. I'm not fighting tonight. Yeah. But after seeing this, I wish I was. But yeah.
What are you judging? Just the MMA, or what are you judging?
No, I'm judging all of it.
You're judging the whole lot.
Yeah, judging the whole lot. So. Okay.
Yeah. And I've spoke to your brother, and you've spoke to me about your brother. Yeah. He's a little bit smaller than me, even. Yeah. But you said to me that he would perhaps like to get on a boxing show and push himself.
Yeah, he's been out of martial arts for a time. He's always trained. Yeah. He hasn't competed for a long time. But he's got some nice hands on him. So I'm trying to push him to get him into it, and he is very keen to get into it. Yeah. So we've been doing some training recently, and we're just going to pick our time and go for it, pick our event.
I know you both offered to help me out, which has been fantastic. Absolutely. And when I first heard about your brother, I thought, he's about my size, I could spar with him. And somebody said to me, you don't want to be jumping in with him, Clint, you'll get bloody hurt. So obviously he's a different level again.
He's been out of it for a long time, but when he was in it, he was very good. He was fast hands. But he's got a bit of ring rust, which we're working on, and I think he needs to get his head back in the game. But once he's there, I think it'd be quite interesting. I think he can do some things.
I'm a men's mental health ambassador, and I'm here to obviously plug the meetings. We've just gone over into Plymouth with a meeting, so we've got over 30 meetings, and we're out of Cornwall now with Man Down. Yeah. How have you seen men opening up over the last few years with the advent of Man Down here in Cornwall? And do you think there's a place for these meetings here?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I own two 24-hour gyms, and I come across a lot of men with mental health in the gyms, and fitness, competing, having a purpose, I think is so important. And like I say, I think I see a lot of it in the gyms that I work in and stuff like that. And I think there's definitely a place for it down here. I think it's fantastic about people. There's quite a few people in the gym that actually support Man Down. I've got one of a friend of mine, Daniel Trigg. He's actually got it tattooed on his hand. Yeah. So he's big advocate for it. And I think there's 100% are calling for it down here, you know, and to see what you guys have done is fantastic.
Before Man Down, there was nothing, and people were sort of queuing up down the doctors to get a meeting with somebody and outlook and get spoken to. But, you know, we've come together as a collective and we've kept pushing these meetings, and it is definitely saving guys from themselves and giving them a purpose, and they're unable to talk to other men about the problems and lift each other.
Absolutely. I think that talking is 100% what is needed, and it's so fantastic to see that. It's what's needed. You know, I've had people that, and I think fitness, health, you know, if you're feeling good physically, you're going to feel good mentally.
It's all about networking, and I know you're up on the north coast there and what you do. If I was signposted a guy that was struggling and he was near you, I know you well enough to talk to you in confidence and say, look, can we get this guy a few taster sessions, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely. And you would jump at it and help me because you're doing good here in Cornwall. Absolutely,
yeah. And there's several gyms that are, you know, Absolute MMA, you know, Asgard MMA. Them guys are brilliant, you know, and they're all about supporting mental health, and they understand it really well, and it's fantastic to see. And also, like with my gyms, I try and help people as much as I can, you know, and it has really worked with quite a few people. If I say anything, competitive, fitness, feeling good about yourself is 100% winning for me, because I've seen it change people's lives. You know?
Let's talk about women in the sport. Let's talk about women in jiu-jitsu, women in boxing. They're coming to the game now because they've seen women competing in misfits. They've seen women competing on the amateur and professional circuit, and they're walking in, and gyms are opening the doors very, very freely to them.
Absolutely, and I think that's fantastic. My partner trains jiu-jitsu at my clubs, so at the end of the day, I think it's really good. It's good for self-confidence, looking after yourself a bit, you know, if you need to. I'm complete support of that. And I think it's fantastic, and I think there's more and more women's sort of only sessions coming out as well, which is really good as well. You know, so if they haven't quite got the confidence to go in and roll about on the floor with a load of burly men, you know, or you know, they've got their own forum to do it as well, and there's a lot more of that coming out, and I think that's good.
What's it been like for you as a business owner since COVID? I say this, since COVID. It's been very difficult, but people are coming back to looking after themselves and getting in the gym. But it's so difficult as a business owner to crunch the numbers. What's it been like for you?
COVID was, as most other people went through it as well, was absolutely horrendous. It almost finished my gym, because obviously we got so much bad press in the news, and it was all, you know, they weren't the places to be, gyms, during COVID, obviously, and I had people with mental health problems saying, please can you just let me come in the gym and just use it, I won't tell anyone, etc., etc. And I couldn't, because it was a 10 grand fine. Coming out of COVID, it was still very difficult. People were still very wary of gyms. So, you know, for a good 6 months to a year afterwards, it was very, very difficult, because, you know, people were still, you know, listening to sort of, you know, the government and what they were saying, and everything with having allocated times didn't really work, and stuff like that. And then after that sort of went and dissipated, it's gone absolutely crazy. Brilliant. And it's going from strength. That, you know, the fitness industry, it's just gone from strength to strength to strength. And
we always seem like we're getting smacked on the end of the nose with the government, because they've just told us we're in a recession now. We're just about to get out of winter. We're just about to, you know, get going again. You're a businessman like me. There's always something bloody happening. Electric's gone down, but then they're telling us, you know, to you know, it's crazy.
Absolutely, and it's constant fight. Like, the gym industry at the moment is really flying, you know, and I think that is a lot to do with not just. I think it's a lot to do with the mental health as well, because people were suffering so much in COVID with not being able to get out, do things and that. They appreciate their time more. And I think they use it more wisely now, i.e. going to the gym, feeling good about themselves and going forward. So we're at a peak at the moment. I'm not sure how the recession will affect that. Hopefully it won't. I've always kept my prices really reasonable, you know, just because I want more and more people into fitness. So and that seems to have worked quite well for both my gyms. So.
Well, I wish you all the best with your business. Thanks for your support with everything I've done.
Absolutely.
Thanks for your friendship in the sport. Absolutely. Thanks for bringing your lad in for a haircut.
Always.
And take care and keep punching. Cheers. Let's have it. Thank you, mate. That was a good chat. That was a good chat.